All right, this is a presentation about hemolytic disease of fetus and newborn and how to prevent that using Rhogam. So a little bit of context about the hemolytic disease of the fetus and newborn. This disorder will happen when the compatibility occurs with a Rh negative mom that is carrying a Rh positive baby, meaning that the mom is negative, so the dad is positive. What happens is that when it's time to deliver the baby, the blood from the baby will mix into mother's circulation. This will cause the mother's body to create antibodies that will destruct baby's RBCs. So the mother's antibodies can be formed naturally by previous pregnancy or by transfusion. There are some causes of HDFN, and the most common is the ABO incompatibility. So what happens with Rhogam and HDFN is that on the second pregnancy, if the baby is Rh positive, the mother's antibodies that were developed during the first pregnancy with the Rh positive baby will attack the new baby RBCs. This can cause severe anemia, heart failure, and jaundice in the baby. What happened is that, like I said, in the first pregnancy, the babe is RN uh, positive, but he or she will not be affected because the mom doesn't have any antibodies to fight this Rh positives yet. So once the baby is delivered, the antibodies will be created. So then the mom will be sensitized. Some conditions can occur during the first pregnancy, when, like in abruptio placentae or during an invasive procedure while the baby is still inside the womb. So the mom's blood and the baby's blood will come into contact. So the mom will then, on the first pregnancy, develop the antibody. Once the Rh positive gets into the mom's circulation, the mom has become sensitized to the Rh positive. So if the mom may have had any exposure to RBCs and a possible immunization uh, during her first doctor's visit, the doctor will do a typing, some A/B tests to assure that everything is okay and to start the Rhogam treatment. The test that is performed in the mom is an indirect anti-human globulin test to detect any clinically significant IgG alloantibodies. Besides the anti-D, the most important are the anti-K, anti-E, anti-little c, anti-big C, and anti-Duffy A. So, like I said, during the pregnancy, both mom and fetus will be closely monitored. For the fetus, he or she will be monitored through ultrasound, chordocentesis, and amniocentesis. Some cases, some more severe cases, the baby will need an intrauterine transfusion. Once the baby is born, some tests will be made, such as ABO grouping, RAG typing, DAT, and elution. The most important test at this time is the DAT, so the doctor will see the why in which kind of anti-IgG are coating the baby's RBCs. So how Rhogam is administered and when actually the mom will need the shots. So the prevention can be done by dosing and dosing schedules for the Rh immunoglobulin. If the mom is Rh negative and the father is positive, the possibility of the baby being Rh positive is really great. So at 28 weeks of pregnancy, a shot of Rhogam will be given to the mother, and once the baby is delivered, in approximately 72 hours after the baby is delivered, another dose of Rhogam will be administered if the baby is indeed Rh positive. So the Rhogam will stop the immune system from creating the antibodies, the immune system of the mom from creating antibodies against the Rh positive cells from the baby. So the mom will not become sensitized to these cells. However, Rhogam must be given in each pregnancy before mom being synthesized, otherwise Rhogam will not be effective. The regular dose varies from country to country. The World Health Organization says that a dose is about 300 microliters, and in the US, one vial contains enough anti-D to protect against 15 milliliters of packed RBCs and 30 milliliters of whole blood. In some cases, fetal-maternal hemorrhage is detected, so multiple doses of Rhogam must be administered if the amount of RBCs and whole blood exceeds the 15 and 30 mL respectively. There's also a microdose that is administered during ectopic pregnancies or in cases of abortion. In both cases, the dose must be administered no longer than 12 weeks of pregnancy. So in the cases of fetal-maternal hemorrhages, when the volume exceeds the 15 and 30 mLs, a screen Rosette technique test must be done. If the Rosette test comes back negative, just one vial of Rhogam, it's okay. If the Rosette test is positive, then a quantitation of the hemorrhage must be done by the Klein-Hauer-Bettger test. Then, after this test, the Klein-Hauer will see the number of maternal cells, number of fetal cells, and maternal blood volume. The dose of the Rhogam will be calculated based on the volume of the fetal maternal hemorrhage. The formula used is the number of fetal cells multiplied by the maternal blood volume and divided by the number of maternal cells. This will give you the volume of fetal maternal hemorrhage. So after you have this value here, you have to divide it by 30 because 30 is the the whole amount of one vial of Rhogam. Since the Klein-Hauer-Bettger test is only an estimate, one vial is always added to the calculated answer from the formula that I talked about it before. And so, if needed, those vials that were calculated will be administered within 72 hours of delivery or as soon as possible. A little practice problem. After delivering her baby, a mom suffered from fetal maternal hemorrhage. Her blood sample was collected and screened using a Rosette technique. Her test came back negative, so a Klein-Hauer-Bettger quantitation was done in order to calculate the volume of the hemorrhage and therefore the dosage of Rhogam that should be administered. These are the results. 15 fetal cells per 1,000 maternal cells. The blood volume of the mother was 6,000 mLs. And what is the proper dose of Rhogam that should be administered to the mom? Not longer than 72 hours. So given the formula, number of fetal cells, 15, times number of, no, sorry, not number, times the maternal blood volume, which is 6,000 ml, divided by 1,000, that is the number of maternal cells. We got a result of 90, so remember to divide it by 30 because 30 is one dose of Rhogam. So 90 divided by 30 is, of course, 3. Don't forget to add 1 because the Kleinhauer is not very specific. So the number of vials that this mom must receive within 72 hours after delivering her baby, her Rh positive baby,